Hello guys, welcome back. Let's have a look on some common mistakes in English language. When someone asks, "Do you like it?" and someone says, "No, I don't like." Is it right? Let's have a look. Like is a transitive verb. This means that it must have an object. If we use the verb like, we have to say what the person likes. For example, I don't like him. We like it. They really like us. And someone asks you, "Do you like this?" You have to say, "No, I don't like this," or "Yes, I like this." And make sure you have to use an object for these transition verbs such as bring, cost, give, buy, make, show, and tell. The second mistake. On Sunday, I always go to the church. On Sunday, I always go to the church. Is there anything wrong with this sentence? You might think that there's nothing wrong with this sentence, but there's a mistake in this sentence. When we talk about attending church, we do not use the article the. So the correct sentence, on Sunday, I always go to church. On Sunday, I always go to church. The third mistake, on Saturdays, I always go to movies. On Saturdays, I always go to movies. Is it right? No, there is a mistake. The expression is to go to the movies. We need to use the article the. The correct one is, on Saturdays, I always go to the movies. On Saturdays, I always go to the movies. The fourth mistake is, I love listening music. I love listening music. Between the verb listen and the object, we need to use the word to. For example, listen to your mother. Listen to a lot of different types of music. So the sentence must be recorrected as, I love listening to music. I love listening to music. I born in 1996. I born in 1996. Is this correct? No, it isn't. Because the verb is to be born. We need the verb to be. So for example, my mom was born in 1965. The baby will probably be born in April. They were born on the same day. And also, I was born in 1996. I could go to the store tomorrow. I could go to the store tomorrow. In your opinion, is this right? Let's have a look on what's the mistake in this. After all modal verbs such as can, would, could, must, may, might, will, should, and shall, we use the base form of the verb and not the infinitive, right? For example, I can swim. She might go to the movies. You must have a passport to travel to Canada. And also, I could go to the store tomorrow. I could go to the store tomorrow. And you don't have to use to between could and go. The last year, I didn't know much English. The last year, I didn't know much English. We don't use there before expressions like last year, next year, last night, last week, next week, last month, next month, etc. For example, I will see you next Friday, and we don't say I will see you the next Friday. I went to Brazil the last year. We don't say like that. We say I went to Brazil last year. Last year, I didn't know much English. Just did. Are you agree with me? To agree is a verb. We don't use the verb to be with agree. For example, I agree with you. Mike agrees with me. Does she agree with us? Right? So, we can't ask like, are you agree with me? We have to say, do you agree with me? We have to ask someone else. Do you agree with me? Not, are you agree with me? I'm afraid to the dark. The expression is to be afraid of something else. So we can't use to. So we have to say, I'm afraid of the dark. I'm afraid of the dark. Always I study before I go to bed. What's the wrong with this sentence? Let's have a look. In general, adverbs of frequency such as always, almost always, usually, often, sometimes, hardly ever, almost never, and never go before the main verb or after the verb to be, right? For example, I always study before I go to bed. I almost always drink coffee in the afternoon. I can't eating when it's late at night because I get sick. After all modal verbs such as can, would, could, must, may, might, will, should, and shall, we only use the past form of the verb. We don't use the gerund or the infinitive form of the verb. For example, I might go to the play. I can't eat when it's late at night because I get sick. I'm not very good for cooking. I'm not very good for cooking. What's the mistake in this sentence? Let's see. We say good at plus gerund and not good for plus gerund to talk about things people do. For example, he's good at cooking and not he's good for cooking. Carol is good at ice skating and not Carol is good for ice skating. I'm very good at cooking and not I'm very good for cooking. After class, I always go to home. After class, I always go home. There is no need to add to between go and home. My Uncle John is funner than my Uncle Mike. Fun does not follow the rule for one-syllable adjectives. The comparative form of fun is more fun. So, my Uncle John is more fun than my Uncle Mike. These pants are more cheap than the other ones. These pants are cheaper than the other ones. Which movie is more long? Which movie is longer? I am more tall than my brother. I'm taller than my brother. Is it probably he likes soccer or he probably likes soccer? Let's see. We don't normally start a sentence with probably. Probably usually goes before the main verb or after the verb to be. Before the main verb, your dog probably wants to go outside. I probably have a cold. And after the verb be, he's probably sick. We're probably going to be late because of all this traffic. And so, he probably likes soccer. So here's the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching and subscribe my YouTube channel.